Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and stay right. Straighten up and fly right. Down, Papa, don't you fly outside.
This week on the Crypto Nightly News, the merge has happened and F is joining us at the adult table as it casts off its useful indiscretion as an energy hog. We'll examine the term staking and help you decide if you want to lend your coins to build a better blockchain. And in our takeaway this week, it's time for crypto to straighten up and fly right. Coming up this week on the Crypto Nightly News.
Straighten up and stay.
We all know that crypto is the term future of the digital asset compared to last year's term. Welcome to the Crypto Nightly News with Chris German.
Welcome to the Crypto Nightly News. I'm your host, Christopher German. That's sailing guide to the social media world. This week started with the Nestea plunge and ended with the Immaculate merge, all while nursing a bear market hangover and grasping at hopes that Ethereum would breathe new life into the lagging crypto economy by turning over a new green leaf. As it was, the bears hung on and crypto pundits quashed the F optimism, saying that the hope that Jan Brady of crypto might finally beat her Marcia is still a ways off.
Marcia.
We'll have more about that, but before we dig too deep into the week that was, we'll have a reminder for you. While I shared your hope for the merge, that it would send us all into the stratosphere and make us rich beyond our wildest dreams, it was in fact only a dream, and I am not to be trusted when it comes to market prognostication. I am not an advisor of finance nor a master of the crypto universe. I am merely a sailor turned journalist bent on introducing the world at large to the mystery and magic of the crypto advent. This is for informational and educational purposes only. It is Sunday night, and a chill has fallen across the land as rumors of autumn waft through the treetops, and the smell of pumpkin spice invades the strip malls of America. I do hope your weekend was filled with football, fire, and fulfillment now that the winds of September have blown the summer sun into the ages of the past. Pop another hard cider in the chill chest and put your feet up by the fire pit. Crank the volume up to 50 and turn your ringer off, because you don't want to miss a second of the best damn crypto newscast on the air and in the world. Coming to you from the windy hills in an undisclosed location somewhere in the Utah desert, it is Sunday, September 18, 2022. We are streaming on Glacier FM across the entire podcasting universe, and of course as well on YouTube. So smash that subscribe button, because this is the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, motivational. This is what we call our Broadway show, the Crypto Nightly News. Hotter than expected inflation data threw a bucket of cold water on crypto this week, resulting in around 6.5% being slashed from the markets. Global capitalization fell below the 1 trillion mark once again, triggered mainly by Bitcoin's drop below the 20K mark by the weekend. Everyone thought Ethereum would fare better following the merge. However, it fell down past 1,500 right after the merge and stayed in the basement all the way to the weekend. And everyone else in the top 30 posted red digits for the week as well. In NFT news, it was a booming week for all but one of the top 10 NFTs, with Bored Ape in the number 1 spot, followed by a commanding performances all the way down the line. Other Deed was the big loser of the week, and for Q3 coming in at the 6th spot, down some 35% on the week. Otherdeed has broken several records in the non-fungible token sector since it hit the markets in May. In its first month as a tradable NFT, the virtual land project generated approximately $943 million in sales. Unfortunately, the project, like others in the NFT space, has been affected by a lack of investor interest in recent months. This culminated in the sharp decline of unique buyers to 1,934 in August, down a 90% dip from May, 40% below in June, and 22% below drop in July. And now for the Crypto Potato Weekly Wrap-Up. On Tuesday, crypto markets tanked on the news that the consumer price index numbers for August, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, locked in at 8.3%, which is 0.2% higher than what experts expected and an increase of just 1.1% month to month. This caused havoc in traditional and non-traditional markets alike on fears that the Fed will aggressively increase interest rates to wrangle in what they deem to be an out-of-control inflation rate. And I have my own beef with Coinbase, but apparently so does the DOJ. Nikhil Wahi, brother of ex-Coinbase product manager Ishan Wahi, pleaded guilty to committing cryptocurrency wire fraud using insider information sourced from his brother. Nikhil faces up to 20 years of possible jail time and will have to forfeit all unlawfully obtained monetary gains. His Coinbase exec brother, on the other hand, pleaded not guilty in early August to the charge of cryptocurrency wire fraud. However, his brother's plea could now put a negative spin on his case. And north of the border, the main opposition party in Canada, the Conservative Party, elected Pierre Poilievre as a new leader. Interestingly, the 43-year-old politician is a keen supporter of Bitcoin and a critic of the central bank, which he thinks worsened the inflationary environment in the country. And down in El Salvador, the current president, well known to be an outspoken Bitcoin proponent, Nayib Bukele, said he will compete in the next presidential elections in 2024. Throughout his reign, El Salvador launched numerous Bitcoin initiatives, such as turning the coin into a legal tender inside the nation's borders. On a side note, the American credit rating agency Fitch Ratings downgraded El Salvador's long-term foreign currency issuer default rating to CC from CCC. The entity said the move resulted from the country's strained liquidity positions and troubled economy. And that is the Crypto Potato Market Wrap-Up, brought to you by cryptopotato.com. And now for our top story of the week. The story everyone was talking about, Ethereum's merge. In what was arguably the most highly anticipated event in cryptocurrency space over the past few years, Ethereum's proof-of-work mainnet officially merged with the proof-of-stake beacon chain late Thursday and into Friday, marking the official transition of the entire protocol to proof-of-stake. The Paris upgrade, which is more commonly referred to as the merge, marked the official transition of Ethereum from the energy-intensive proof-of-work consensus algorithm to one that is governed by a more environmentally friendly proof-of-stake. It is also introducing entirely different token emission dynamics and tokenomics to the protocol that are expected to have considerable long-term effects on the environment. The merge itself marks the consolidation of the consensus layer, formerly the beacon chain, and the execution layer, formerly the proof-of-work chain. Perhaps one of the impacts with the most significant economic implication for ETH holders is the fact that mining is officially halted. This will reduce the emissions for fresh ETH to the market by some 99%, essentially reducing the amount of money needed to support the current prices substantially. Even though the merge is now complete, it is more important to note that there is still a long road ahead for Ethereum to fulfill the vision of its team. The promise of Ethereum's transition to proof of stake is one that exceeds reduced ETH emissions and is more focused on an optimization of the network for greater transactional throughput and scalability. This, however, won't happen instantaneously. As a matter of fact, there are 4 planned phases that the network will go through now that the merge has finally happened. These stages include the surge, the verge, the purge, and finally, the splurge. These will all have their isolated purposes, but when put together, they aim to increase the overall capabilities of the network and make it more scalable, secure, decentralized, and user-friendly. We had our final class this week at lumiwealth, and I tried to go live with my bot. Robert said I didn't deserve it, but I vied for the Pain in the Ass Student Award of the Week as I bugged him for the whole week trying to get my code right and get my credentials correctly entered in to go live in time for the merge. Now, I use Coinbase for my trading for a couple of reasons. I have the API keys. Those are the codes you need to connect a bot to the platform. And, well, they were the first one I settled on when I started in crypto. I mentioned them by name, not because I encourage you to use them at all, but rather to warn you against them. Their tech support people serving the US market are, in fact, morons. And if you were here when I was trying to connect my wallet to Decentraland, you'll remember that I spent half the week trying to get that to work. This week, I spent a full day on tech support trying to get my cash to transfer over from Coinbase to Coinbase Pro. The exact same company, but they just decided that they wouldn't work together. Same deal as my wallet, apparently. Well, the only option their tech support people gave me was to withdraw my money from their platform and redeposit it into Coinbase Pro. Only problem is that I use Chime for my banking, and they decided that that's not a secure enough way to put money back in. Oh, sure, they had no problem withdrawing the money to the card, but I just can't deposit it back in. So now I'm in the market for a new exchange because not only did I miss the merge, all of my money spent the week in the atmosphere and not in my account making money for me. Honestly, it was enough to make me completely swear off crypto entirely, but my wife told me to breathe deep and carry on. So I am, and that is the entire reason I am doing this episode today. The long and short of it, my bot seems like it will do amazing things for me thanks to lumiwealth. As soon as I can get it to connect to an account, that will allow me to put money into it. I have no idea when that's going to happen, but I do know that lumiwealth is the bee's knees as far as I'm concerned, and I have agreed to do a statement, a testimony, if you will, to them for their website so that I can tell the world how much I think of all these people. I think they're great. I only wish that the rest of the cryptoverse was as professional and useful as the education I got from lumiwealth. Check them out at lumiwealth.com today.
I'm a single mom of 3. I've been working in healthcare settings, specifically in clinical laboratory medicine, for about 25 years. So I was actually surfing the net and I saw the advertisement for lumiwealth. And I said,
And lastly, would you recommend lumiwealth's classes to someone else?
I definitely would. I definitely would actually have. So.
Oh, nice.
Second story, as crypto matures into a financial tool of the people, it is adopting investment strategies that more and more look like mainstream financial. While early crypto connoisseurs bought and sold coins on a whim to make their fortunes, sophisticates of this new crypto trend are delving into the world of futures, leveraging, and high-yield savings via staking and yield farming. Staking, the high-yield savings bond of crypto. My first intro into staking came in my Coinbase account when they tried to tempt my greed with staking by asking me in more simple terms to lend my crypto to them. Investment platforms like Coinbase make serious bank by using their customers' coins for blockchain building and reaping the rewards wholesale by collecting a large stash of their own coins as an incentive for doing so. Bank of America does a similar thing when you put your paycheck in the bank. They take your cash and invest it on Wall Street, buying stocks and bonds and real estate. They keep the returns and give you back your cash. However, Bank of America is required to have enough cash on hand to pay everyone back if things go sideways. In crypto, platforms like Coinbase can borrow everyone's crypto and use it to help build blockchains. They have a few million customers with crypto coins, and if you say it's okay, they can use your coins to stake in the blockchain and make big returns for allowing the blockchain to build with their customers' crypto coins. The issue is when the market goes sideways, they can hold on to your coin and tell you you can't have it back because legally they don't have to give it back to you. That's the major drawback of staking. You can't just get your crypto out whenever you want it. They sweeten the deal by offering great incentives to you for use of your crypto, and some people think it's worth the risk. Others who invested in like Three Arrows Capital a little while back might disagree, but each to their own, right? Yield farming, the zebra of high-tech elite crypto circles. Yield farming is like staking in that an organization lends its crypto over to an array of platforms or decentralized exchanges using decentralized apps that are written into the code with smart contracts. If it sounds complex, that's because it is. Yield farming is a high-energy investment game that is highly competitive and quick-changing, requiring a sophisticated warehouse of computers running redline 24/7. It is not for common investors, but rather big crypto players with lots of staff, money, and lawyers to manage it properly. If stakes are horses, then yield farming is a zebra and should not be considered common fodder for the crypto masses. Staking, yield farming, and world domination. Oh my. Staking in and of itself is not a bad or good idea. Decisions about whether you should let others use your crypto should be considered on the same level as whether you should let your neighbor borrow your circular saw or your stand mixer. Yield farming does not belong in that conversation unless, of course, you are thinking about launching your own multi-million-dollar decentralized exchange. And if you are, good for you. If you are, however, one of the millions of crypto users worldwide who has less than $100 in coins in your wallet, I'm sure you have bigger things to worry about than staking or yield farming, so just disregard this completely.
This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York City island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters blue, this land was made for me and you. As I went walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me where the Golden Valley lies. This land was made for you and me. When the sun came shining and I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving and the dust clouds were rolling, and the voice was chanting as the fog lifted high, this land was made for you and me. Oh, pretty baby, won't you come with me? Leave all your worries here in the city, up to the mountains and out to the sea. Oh, this land was made for you and me.
Now, I don't know if you got all jazzed about the merge this week, but I did, and for good reason, too. The merge, in my humble opinion, is a model for every crypto coin from now on, as being environmentally disgusting is one of the major beefs people like Elizabeth Warren have against crypto. In my view, it was a step toward a cleaner and more reputable future for crypto. And as a whole, crypto is some pretty dirty stuff. Now, let's just put aside all the bad press and the criminal elements we all talk about all the time. There's a lot of that stuff going on. We just talked about Coinbase exec earlier, and the Three Arrows Capital execs, and of course, the CEO of Thodex, who's looking at 4,000 years in prison if Turkish officials get their hands on him. If they didn't have so many dirtbags at the helms of these companies, crypto would still have a problem, though, as it uses massive amounts of electricity to mine coins. Bitcoin, the world's largest cryptocurrency, currently consumes an estimated 150 terawatt hours of electricity annually. That's more than the entire country of Argentina. And that's a major problem for all of us, especially if crypto wants a legitimate role in the economic world future. It's not just crypto bros gone wrong, though, and somebody leaving the fridge door over the Bitcoin household. That's the biggest problem. Crypto needs a facelift. The sixth grade reticence, where we use euphemisms and three-letter catchphrases, is sophomoric and juvenile at best. Couple that with the fact that most crypto websites have the transparency of the Gambino crime syndicate, and mix that together with the almost incoherent language skills of most of the journalism out there that is covering this subject, and you have a major image problem. It makes for what looks like a shady business with a lack of professionalism and legitimacy. Most crypto businesses want Americans to invest their hard-earned dollars in their brand or service. After all, why did Crypto.com pay some $2 million during the Super Bowl if they didn't want a pathway into Mr. and Mrs. America's bank account? But when Mr. and Mrs. America try to use a legitimate bank account to make a deposit into crypto and it is denied, and there's no one to talk to and no real reason why it is not working, they're not coming back. When the average American can't get through the first paragraph of the poorly written op-ed about Cardano, they aren't going to invest. If we want the world to adopt crypto, crypto has to adopt a standard that matches what the world expects. F made a big brownie points by going green. But that is just the tip of the iceberg. My mom always told me, use the pleases and thank yous to get along in social circles. But I doubt very seriously anyone in crypto ever utters a please or thank you to anyone. Crypto is just a wild bunch of hooligans and charlatans right now, thanks to their level of polish. And that goes straight to legitimacy. If crypto wants to lose the image as the wild, wild west and gain the respect and value of a hungry world audience, it needs to straighten up and fly right. And that is the takeaway. fork in this one because we are done. Crypto Bus is leaving for this week, but we will be back next week when we delve into the world of Web 3.0 real estate, when we talk with Upland and Hulindo. Make sure you share this episode, and if you want to listen to it again this week, we stream all of our episodes on Glacier FM and the entire podcasting universe. Of course, you can always check us out on YouTube as well, and while you're there, hit that subscribe button, please. Big thanks to our sponsor, lumiwealth, and our good friends over at Crypto Potato. If you would like a starring role in this crypto theater production, shoot me an email at info@thechartedlife.net. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere else at thatsailingguy. And check us out at thecryptonightlynews.com. For Sunday, the 18th of September, 2022, this is the Crypto Nightly News, and I am your host, Christopher German, wishing you and yours a safe and profitable week ahead. And I have an apology to make to King Charles, who I called King George last week. Not that I think he heard it, but just the same, I apologize for my confusion. God bless, and good night, my friend. And as always, trade safely. Thanks for watching. Bye. The Crypto Nightly News is produced by the Charted Life Productions.